bear in mind I've done university twice at this point, so it's a bit older. And that's another thing I want to say to people, that there is no right or wrong age to get your career going. Like, you could be 24, you could be 18, you could be 35, and you could pivot, you could change, just go back yourself. And I know sometimes, like, it isn't lost on me that this also sometimes comes from a point of privilege, that you are able to pivot and you are able to have like some support network to help you do that. So it's not always easy, but I always say to people that if you feel like you're not doing what you think you should be doing at 24, don't believe in that. You are on a journey, you're exactly where you should be. You could always change what you've got to do next.
Guys, that is hitting right here right now, man. That is like speaking to me, because I've got plans and I'm trying to change a lot of things right now. So that is so, man, you guys are in for a treat. Well, so for me, I think the first thing would be to go back to when I failed Warwick, and I could never have imagined that girl to become a director at a company. Wow.
I had more faith in the girl that graduated from London Met to do something reasonable, but not the girl that failed. So my point is, don't ever take failure as a permanent state. No, it's only something that you could use to build on and go and do something, because it's only thing it does is builds character. And I am grateful I failed, because I then ended up going to a university that was much better suited for me, that had a much better support network and the guidance that I needed. This, like, maybe the bit cliche term, everything does happen for a reason.
It does. I you know what, I think I was listening at some point this morning.
Also, I could have just said a bunch of like crazy words right now, so I hope it all makes sense.
Trust me, it makes perfect sense. It makes sense for me, it makes sense for y'all. Because there's something about, like, you know, if you're always continually being successful, which is great, but there's something about failure, and a lot of people feel fear that, especially in our community where you know, like, we're Asians, we're expected to be, you know, having those high careers and having those money in the bank and buying a house and getting married and all this kind of nature. You know, there's something about failing that, you know, that's where you're humbled and you grow. And, like, you know, had you not failed, then, and you had continued to work, you know, who to say that would you have been a director? Would you have come to this point, you know? But we won't know that for sure. But you did fail twice, and then you pivoted and you went to London Met and you did become a director. And I think that's just an amazing story. When you say back themselves, because that's a very key, what do you mean by that? Give me an example.
Like, say if I have a hunch and I think, okay, this I think is going to be a good thing, I'm just going to go and try it.
Okay.
What's the worst that's going to happen? Just go back to square one. So taking that risk. So there's an element of risk you were taking whilst working. Element of risk. So I remember one of the first things I did in the first year, maybe I think it's either the first year or the second year, is we did a rebrand of our company. And I just remember thinking, oh God, what do I really know about rebranding? But what I did know was the current brand just was so dated, and we just needed something different. And the rebrand really didn't need to cost a lot. And I just kind of went with my gut, and we kept that brand, the new brand that we created, for the last like 8 years, and I think they're now in the process of just updating it. So it was a whole learning curve. It was a learning curve for me and a learning curve for the company. And I think where the success probably came from was just having, like, wanting the company to do well. And I think when you work from a place of heart, you kind of then show your best self, right? And when you show your best self, you then go up the ladder.
You go up the ladder,
and I think that's kind of what I did. I don't really think I did anything more. I really don't.
It's almost as if, like, you just kept true to yourself, and you're allowed to be yourself during the process throughout your career. And there's some elements that you took risks on, and obviously they paid off.
And there was challenges.
The challenges,
as well.
So this is what I want to say. So what kind of obstacles did you face?
The challenges I probably faced was, like, having to work in kind of a room where maybe people didn't have the understanding that I did around marketing. So I remember like having to show my bosses how to use Twitter, which luckily they don't use very much.
So it's called X now, isn't it?
It's called X now. Yeah. And I've lost my trail of thought.
So
getting too deep here.
Yeah, we're getting deep in here, man. I'm like lost. Like, usually I'm always talking, but she's clearly doing all of the talking. So obviously, so the obstacles is obviously they want social savvy. Yeah.
Obstacles were just listener. Pardon? You're a good listener.
Thank you.
Obstacles were, being sometimes in a room where people didn't quite understand kind of like the landscape or what marketing is sometimes. So I think I had to do a bit of educating. Not just that, just constantly. I think there's so much messaging around like not being good enough in this day and age. I really struggle with my own self-confidence. So there was a part of me that was super confident in the work I was doing, but quite often I didn't believe if I was good enough to do the work. So it did take a lot for me to challenge my bosses and ask for the raises and ask for the new positions. So I think what I do want to say is to anybody listening is, you probably, if you think, oh God, I don't think I could go and ask for it. I was like not the person either. I was really scared. I was not more than scared. I just didn't feel like I deserved it. Yeah. And if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah, that's so true.
I think that is like the mantra. And now looking back, if I think about men, when men apply for jobs, they would literally apply for a job with like 20% of like the experience that is required. And whereas women, they would only apply for a job if they think they've got 110% of the experience required. So
exactly. It's not a fair balance.
And I think that's where I go back to back yourself, like believe in yourself. It's so easy to let doubt creep in. But try and like cut that noise out, ask for what you deserve. If like there is only one you.
100%.
And you're not replaceable as a person. So bring who you are to the table, keep it genuine. And I think you do well.
You do well. That is super, super duper inspirational. Sometimes when you hope and that doesn't come, and you hope that you'll do this and you'll get to this place, and that doesn't come to fruition, you get really upset. And then we fall back into ourselves to be like, oh wow, I'm not gonna hope no more. I'm not gonna believe in myself no more. I think that self-belief is sometimes, I know we speak about it and we hear in podcasts like this, and we hear it from friends and family, like that belief of believing in yourself is so underrated. I mean, it's a make and break of a character of a person, isn't it? Like how successful you're gonna be, or the things that you want to pursue in life. If you don't believe in yourself, like you always say in this podcast interviews show, that I don't know, we just chatting, people, we're having a good time.
This mic's not even working.
Oh God, please, oh God, no, I'm even gonna check. I forgot what I was gonna say. If you don't I forgot what I was gonna say, man. You threw me off. No, like, I mean, believing in yourself. I got the giggles, damn it. Be professional. Yes, you know what I'm saying.
Self-belief is so important.
It's so important. Like, if you don't believe in the things that you want to do and things that you want to pursue, like, there's no way that you're gonna get to where you want to go, right? And obviously, like, with self-belief comes that doubt, because we all think like, oh, I gotta believe myself 100%, and then that's it. There's not gonna be no self-doubt. But like, it goes to show that from where you're coming from, there was a lot of self-doubt. There was a lot of people even looking at you and thinking, can she do this, or can she will she able to live up to this and everything. But you've kind of proved them wrong, and you've obviously proved to yourself.
I think it was more me than anything.
More than anything, innit?
At least for me, it was like a lot of self-doubt on my part. And so that was my biggest challenge. And then, like I said, the obvious ones are being brown and a woman. But
brown was beautiful, baby.
But what I did really lean on was my girlfriends.
So down.
When I was like struggling, and especially being surrounded by women who were in strong careers themselves.
Wow.
And they gave invaluable advice in terms of how to they're like the best cheerleaders ever. They're like, you're great, like all that stuff. And they boost your confidence, but they also share their experiences of how their chats with their like bosses go, or what they would have done differently, or what, like, so I got a lot of strength from my girlfriends, I have to say. Like, they really, really like helped me, and some guy friends as well. Like, there was a whole, including this guy, there was a real like leaning like into each other that was going on. And like, I say this to say, like, you can't do anything on your own. You have to have incredible support networks, and sometimes you're very fortunate to have great friends and family, and it might not always be the case.
I know.
So like, look out for those people that are showing up for you, and lean on them, whether it's a teacher or like somebody that you work with in your internship, or if it's like some sort of mentor. There's loads of like mentorship schemes that you could get in touch with, or talk to me. I'd be happy to.
Is it?
But
okay,
like, it's so important to have somebody that will be your cheerleader. And I think for me, that was obviously my parents and my friends, but I am like aware that it might not be the case for everyone. But I've found so much strength in other people, and whether it is friends, family, books, other podcasts actually, really helpful.
They are helpful. Yeah.
I used to listen to a podcast called Guilty Feminist.
Oh, that's a plug for them, man. Damn it. Can you guys pay us or something? We just gave you a plug. Guilty Feminist,
Guilty Feminist.
Guilty Feminist, like, okay.
And I think it opened up my eyes to like feminism in like a career a little bit more. So there's a lot of things that kind of made me who I am.
I was watching some video on YouTube the other day, and some girl was talking like, surround yourself with people that celebrate you, not tolerate you. And it's so important. I've been in those environments where, you know, and for the longest, and this is what used to happen, I used to go chill with people, and you know, it was just, you know, a lot of judgmental words, a lot of tolerating, not really celebrating if something's going on, like something that I've achieved or something that's happening with me, or asking for that. So, and what would happen, I don't realize what would happen. I'll go home and I'll start to feel really rubbish. And I'm just like, and then start, and that's when like a lot of that, you know, self-doubt comes in. Sometimes you're already have got that already, and then it's been highlighted, people that you generally thought they care about you, or you care about them. So you go home and I'm thinking like, why do I feel rubbish? Why do I feel not good? And like, I'm surrounding myself with people that are not acknowledging my talents, are not helping me in that sense, you know, or, you know, not giving me that boost of confidence to say you can do this. And it's those small little things. And
it's so important.
I had people that celebrated you, and you've got a core group of people, especially women, that I guess have gone through similar scenarios, and have kind of given you that advice and kind of something to lean on to. And that's so important, right?
You don't want people that are going to diminish your light at all around you. Like, you want people, like you said, to celebrate that. Because, be around, listen to him.
Because the thing is, like, if you've got an idea, and I have if you've got an idea, and I've come to you and like, nah, bro, you shouldn't do that. Why? I mean, I understand, let's say, for instance, it could be an outlandish idea, it could be an idea, but if this is an idea that one of your friends or family are really pursuing, are really going for it, why try and create doubt in their mind? You know, why not be supportive? You know,
and also there's way, if you think what they're doing might not be the best for them, instead of saying, "Oi, Jason, what you're doing is rubbish," why don't you challenge them to have a better conversation of like, have you thought about this in this angle, or what are you going to do to kind of overcome these challenges? Like, they might already have the solutions. Like, my opinion, which might and my knowledge of whatever they're trying to do could be so narrow. I'm in no position to judge. So I could actually learn from asking you the tough questions.
That's true. Yeah.
And you could probably also have some food for thought. So it's again what I say, the intention and keeping your intentions genuine. But I think there's also an element of allowing, like, leaving room to make mistakes and learning throughout your career. I mean, you will always learn from other people and from your own kind of mistakes and actions as well. But also just being kind to yourself and kind to the people. That helps
around
too.
you. That helps too.
Because when you're kind to other people, again, it means you have more people that end up celebrating you.
Exactly.
When you're good to people, people are good back to you. And when you have good people all around, you end up doing great things together.
100%. That is so true.
Honestly, again, couldn't make that step without the support and celebrations from my family, my friends, my partner, like you, like friend. Like, it's honestly, I don't think it's when you have good people around you, you're not allowed to doubt yourself for too long, because they come in and they lift you up and they kind of cheerlead you up. So I honestly genuinely wouldn't have been able to leave the company and try and do something on my own if it wasn't for the people I had around me. Like, I'm so grateful. And
100%. And that is like super inspirational. I think that's definitely warming to myself and hopefully to you guys as well out there. I think what you've just said, it's just been super inspirational. There's, a career and you as a person, there's so much nuances and so much things that you learn, friendships, family, support, doubt, self-doubt, confidence, fighting, backing yourself. There's just so many things that we can just unpack here, and hopefully it's beneficial for you guys.